By order of Lord Gortan, all livestock admitted to the city must be surrendered. All livestock is now property of the Ducal Council for the duration of the ongoing emergency. Failure to comply will result in imprisonment and,
Shame
if
no one
necessary,
cares enough.
more severe
Don't even
punishment.
think about it much, I bet.
You're having a chuffing laugh!
We lost most of our herd to wolves on the way here. We've got almost nothing left, and you want to take that from us?
I've got a good mind to...
Problem, citizen?
Forget I said anything. All right.
Move along. I've got my hands full enough without gawkers.
You must agree, this is ludicrous. How are we meant to survive without our livelihoods?
Are they gonna pay us for the animals they take? Like elves they are!
My herd are dairy goats. I bet they're going to slaughter them, the poor things.
Not to be told.
My husband's still in the outer city with the few cows we have left. How am I going to tell him we have to give them up?
What good is that?
Eyes front and keep your nose clean, newcomer. A noose and a short drop is how we deal with troublemakers. Careful. That sounds like a threat. And people who threaten the fist end up in jail or dead. Now run along before I start taking you seriously. Cultists, murderers, pickpockets, doesn't matter what you do. All you lot will end up swinging from here.
Oh, you? I know you. How delightful to meet in person. Though, you're shorter than I expected. My name's Estra Stir, journalist. I speak to the people of Baldur's Gate, so our readers don't have to. You are quite correct. The best broadsheet around. I would certainly recommend picking up a copy in the near future. You are, after all, the star of the next Baldur's Mouth Gazette. If I told you, you'd lose the fun of reading it yourself. It's our juiciest edition in an age bound to get everyone talking about you. Darling, we can't let the readers decide what the content is. We've editors for that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've really said rather too much and written rather too little. Good day.
What do we do?
I'm afraid your piece hasn't gone to print yet, my sweet. Patience.
Hello? Does anyone want to buy a gazette? I don't know how. I'm only 6. It's okay. Everybody is mean to me anyway. Do you want a paper? Thank you.
Duration of the ongoing emergency.
Still can't fathom that they hang folk in this city. Those gallows get more use than some temples. Every 10 day, I write into the Baldur's mouth about it, and every edition fails to mention it. Pathetic. If people were publicly hanged in a proper city, never win to say, it'd be all over the broadsheets. A disgrace.
Finally here. We're safe.
What did she even do? I bet nobody knows. I didn't see her do anything wrong.
Used to think those things were gonna make me feel safer. Not anymore.
I don't like this. I don't like the look in some of their eyes.
If all these folks can just keep their shit together, maybe nobody else will get hurt. Maybe.
That's my friend's niece. Let her go.
Back off! She goes into the clink unless Lord Gortash tells us otherwise.
Only way to raise awareness is that bloody Baldur's Mouth Gazette thing. Editors there couldn't give a toss about hanging them. Shame.
For your own sake.
I made it back. I'm here. Thank the gods. Thank the gods.
This is the city proper, is it? I didn't expect it to be so outrageously ordinary.
Horrible, those
God, this is the first time in 200 years I've seen these streets in the sunlight. You can forget just how much color there is in the world. Oh, yes, your trademark wit. Now, what do you want exactly?
Voss is waiting beneath the city. We'll apprise him of our progress once we have the Orphic hammer in hand.
Greetings, child of faith. Be welcome to the Stormshore Tabernacle. You have come far, I perceive. How may I serve you this day? I am Vicar Humbletoes, guardian of the Stormshore Tabernacle. I keep the peace in this sacred place and guide those in need. Here, clerics may commune with their gods, and even hear their responses, if they are so favored. I am also granted the power to provide holy resurrection through sales of revivification scrolls. Of course, my child. Within limits. Behold my wares.
This altar isn't dedicated to a single god, but instead acts as a conduit to many. Your god is one of many, and in this place you sense a spark of its mighty divine flame. It reads, "Show your devotion with an offering in your god's name. Blessings may follow." The gods are ready to receive your donation. Your offering is accepted, but more evidence of devotion is required. You see an altar dedicated to Selûne. An inscription reads, "Let all who worship the changing tides of life and knowledge feel the blessings of Selûne. Trust in the purity of my light. See the constancy in its inconstancy, and you will be guided aright. Goddess of the moon and stars, her words and light have long helped wanderers to find their way. Perhaps it could help you too." Your offering is accepted, but more evidence of devotion is required. You see an altar dedicated to Tyr. Tyr, the blind god, offers justice to all, innocent and malefactor alike. The law dictates what is right, be that reward or retribution. His unseeing eyes are a testament to the lawful life he lived and what it cost him. Make a sacrifice out of your own pocket and you may yet be blessed. You see an altar dedicated to Helm the Vigilant. Your knowledge of religion tells you nothing more about the worship of Helm.
Baldur's Gate, hear this humble plea. Shield our people from the depredations of the absolute heretics. Bless them with the strength to endure and the courage to resist. So may it be.
You see an altar dedicated to Mystra. Mystra, mother of all magic, is the patron of wizards and often called upon by other spellcasters as well. She's said to be a jealous goddess. Your studies of religion don't suffice to tell you more. Your offering is accepted, but more evidence of devotion is required.
I know that those who oppose Lord Gortash will burn in the all-consuming radiance of the one true light.
People don't always know their own minds.
Lord Gortash!
You'll not find any fear-mongering here.
You two must submit to Lord Gortash if you are to be saved.
The Steel Watchers are doing most of the good here, really. I'd love a gander at those schematics.
Lord Gortash is exactly what Baldur's Gate needs. I dread to think where we'd be without the Steel Watch.
Gortash is the light bringer. Gortash will burn the Absolute to smoke and ashes.
Only Lord Gortash has the strength to protect our city.
I don't really agree with Lord Gortash's methods, but the man does get things done.
Closest to a rag it's ever been.
We know you will drive back the army of the Absolute and raise our city to its pinnacle. We stand with you. and for
I've
you.
no qualms about the quality of the content. I've always enjoyed reading it myself.
And our enemies
Don't tell our writers
are
that.
forfeit.
Their egos are big enough as it is.
You shall bring us, true children of the gate, into the light.
Lightbringer Gortash!
Crush our enemies without mercy!
Not at all.
Protect us from the one.
No time to chat, mate, sorry. Since Gortash donated this printing machine, we've had ridiculous volume to shift.
Listen, pal, if you're not moving my share of broadsheets, you're in my way. Shift!
In the all-consuming radiance of the one.
If the Steel Watchers had eyes, at least you'd feel like you were being watched by something with a soul.
No, we are not censoring the mouth. We are simply doing a routine inspection. And no, I cannot sell you a copy.
As you were, citizen.
What it used to be, the Balder's now.
Well, 156, 157, 15. Oh, sorry, can't chat. 15. Shit! Where was I up to? Oh, thank Corellin. You're a lifesaver. 158, 159.
I've no...
160. Okay, let's mark that. Great. 161, 162. Watch yourself in there. Sarky bastards, these right attacks.
Hey, cut it out, will you? I've got deliveries to manage.
Afraid I'll have to ask you to stop there. Only Etfard's allowed to use the basement elevator. If you want to use the elevator, speak to Etfard. I've been told no one's allowed down to the basement.
Busy, busy, busy. Huh? Are you still standing there gawking? Shove off!
Well, well, if it isn't the city's next celebrity. You star in our next edition's top story. Oh, we have plenty of ink. Enough to cover all your misadventures in this good city. Trafficking refugees into our city is hardly a good look. Especially when so many are absolutists and murderers. The truth will be out with tomorrow's broadsheet. People will spit in your face. Your very presence will be bad for business. You'll be a pariah, an outcast, as you should be. And then, we can only hope the Fist do their duty and escort you to the gallows. Your days of scumming up this good city streets will be over. I'm not afraid of you. Lord Gortash is a passionate champion of the journalistic arts. Attack me, and you face the Steel Watch. The headlines are loaded into the printworks already. Tomorrow, you will feel the power of free speech. Vox Populi, Vox Dei. Now, guards! I believe our distinguished guest was just leaving. Would you care to escort them out?
Not at all.
Now don't believe anything Kate over there tells you. She's an awful liar.
You want the who's who and the what's what? Speak to Karis. She's always got the best goss. None of it's been wrong yet.
I'm glad you asked.
You talk about the honor of your order, but what about my honor? I made a deal.
Stug, if you want to join the Vigilant Knights, you have to quit beating people up.
My sister Gerva has talked me into joining her Holy Helm Order, but I got a job to finish first.
Breaking the knees of debtors for the Guild isn't honest work, and you know it. That's why you're giving it up.
But I already took the money for it from Uktar, so I gotta follow through. It's like an oath or something. And I know you understand oaths, Gerva.
What am I going to tell the Vigilant Knights, Doug? That you're knee-breaking for goodness? You know that's right, Stug. If Uktar sends someone after you, I'll back you up. And so will the rest of the knights.
You say that now, but you haven't met Uktar's enforcer, Elliot. No, you're right. I'm sick of the whole business. If Elliot comes looking for me, we'll find a way to deal with him. Still here, stranger? Me too. Not yet ready to face up to what I have to do, I guess.
Just one more, Stug, and then we'll go. See you, stranger.
Vincent here is a wastrel and a scapegrace, but he does amuse me.
The guards.
When I think about the poor refugees starving in Rivington, I could just weep. I believe I'll drown my tears in another brandy.
Well, if you left, you must be back again. My, but how I amuse myself.
Brandy is the cure for most ills, I do believe.
La la la, dee da dee dum dee dee, bum bum bum.
The Roses of Eliant. I may work for a hard-hearted rat fucker, but I still keep a song in me heart.
100 more watches before the year is out.
Still here, valued client. The drinks are still inside.
I've read them out for years. Why, I'd spot the wearied gaze of a fellow Baldurian anywhere. Cheer up, friend. Our city's entering a most wondrous age. One of steel, of smoke, of efficiency. And we've Lord Enver Gortash to thank.
Fear not, friend. The days of us proper Baldurians walking these streets in fear are over. Lord Gortash made that very clear in his latest interview. I'd recommend giving it a read.
Just think. With how advanced the Steel Watch is now, imagine where we'll be in a year. In a decade! Exciting times indeed. Any idea how hard it is to make an automaton have manners?
As long as they do their...
Tears balls! Just lost the best job I ever had. Easy work in the upper city. But you don't care. And why should you? Sorry I said anything.
On days like this, I miss the forest. I used to scamper amongst my woodland friends, if you can believe it. Here, not a squirrel in sight.
Still here, valued client. The drinks are still inside.
Welcome, traveller. Remember, this ain't the Blushing Mermaid. It's the elf song. So behave yourself. want trouble, take it down to the Guildhall, tough buckets. Not here.
These tax hikes are enough to make my eyes.
Where were some of these fancy folk raised?
Probably best if I keep a low profile. They used to know me.
Well, well, look what the bugbear dragged in. Can't believe we both made it to the city, and with our limbs attached. Well, I'd pick this over Moonrise, as delightful as that was. Alan is short on coppers. The counting house is screwing him over. He was willing to hire anyone who'd work for cheap, and I'm nothing if not cheap. Oh, you are smooth, hero. I knew there was a reason I missed you. I need to get back to work, but stick around. You brighten the place up. What can I get you? Make it as easy as possible and leave a big tip. Thanks. Check the roof. But you didn't hear that from me. Enjoy.
Are those pickles?
Soldier.
That puffed up parvenu, Gortash, an archduke. However did they find a crown big enough for his head?
Archduke? Lord Gortash is a trifle young for that, don't you think? Not that anyone cares what you think, or me for that matter.
Your Eminence.
I would love to have seen Gortash's coronation, but I would have to have skipped the after feast. I'm on a strict diet.
Gortash, an archduke. Saw him once at a distance. Looked like too much of a pipsqueak to fill those boots.
If it were up to me, I'd replace all the flaming fists with steel watchers. At least the big teapots don't make lewd suggestions when you pass by. They smell better too.
Just between us, I don't believe everything I hear from Archduke Gortash. He's entirely too slick to be trustworthy.
I've been thinking about it. No, I feel bad about all them refugees, but we just can't let them flood into the city. We'd be overwhelmed. In fact, that's probably the Absolute Army's plan.
I sure wouldn't want to be one of the Flaming Fists. They got the shittiest job in town. Believe me, I know something about knocking heads together.
From one warrior to another, I must say, it's just embarrassing the way the Flaming Fist lets this murderer go around killing people and getting away with it. You don't need subtlety to sort these matters out, just persistence. That's what I told Commander Portier, anyway. I'd start a special crime unit. A half-dozen hard cases. Grab some likely losers in the back alleys and beat on them until we got some answers. Commander Portier says she already has some investigators she trusts. Soft-talking namby-pambies, I'd wager. But when they fail, and they will, count on it, she knows where to find Dame Gizarm. And then it'll be my turn.
Roger Gherkins, realtor.
Hello, old friend. Oh, so I assume. I used to know everybody around town, but now I'm a new man. A worried man, a playwright who lost the will to write. Now I worry no more. Can't write a word? What does it matter?
A new Archduke? Fancy. Never had one of them before.
Gortash, Archduke of Baldur's Gate. I hear he's moved into the penthouse at Worm's Rock. That place must cost a fortune. Per diem.
I know you said porter, but we only have 8.
How do you address it?
Drink up, Lars. We're celebrating. If you won't drink with me, I bet this stranger will. Right, stranger? I'm Clovia Throaks. Pleased to meet you. Our son Gaspar has finally found himself a proper job.
Aye, security at the Steel Watch Foundry. But I still wish he'd taken up the family business.
Now, Lars, you know Gaspar never had the patience for all the stitching a tailor has to do. Sewing rabbit-skin cloaks. Well, that's all right for some, I guess, but not for our Gaspar.
No, our Gaspar preferred hanging around the guild hall. I was afraid he was going to end up as a guild bone breaker.
Good thing I introduced him to darling Tamia Holst. She straightened Gaspar out. Found him a place in the foundry. Perceptive one, aren't you? Blast. Plum bubbles may have gone to my head. But I guess it's time to tell you. I'm leaving you. I'm starting a new life with Tamia. I'm going to sell the business. The money we used to start it was mine in the first place. I'm afraid that's it. For Throaks, for cloaks. Oh, dear. The bottle's empty. Let's have another and talk about it.
I think I need to take a walk. In a minute.
Roger Gherkins.
I thought you were going for a walk, Blas.
What? Oh, you're still here. Maybe you should take the walk.
I wonder if this was...
Aye, aye. Pull up a seat. If you can find one spare, that is. I tell you what. The murder upstairs has brought some punters, but it's also really spooked folk out of renting rooms. If we get you staying up there, perhaps folk will calm down and realise there's naught to worry about. You can have the whole upstairs floor until this killer thing blows over. Charity! In Baldur's Gate! Good one. You can have it for free if you stop talking. Bloody wizards. Top floor's all yours. If it gets a bit too noisy at night, well, don't sleep above a pub. Going to make this place famous, I reckon. Victim is a bloody duke. Boleyn Stellmain. Well, she was a duke. Now she's just bloody. I reckon I'll be able to charge double for that room once the constable's done with it. Murders and ghosts are always grand for business. At least, I hope. It's been slim pickings since the Absolute butchered that supply convoy. But have a look.
So I spent in the last one.
Pardon me, sir. You look prosperous. I'll bet you have someone who'd like a nice piece of jewellery at discount price for a good cause. Escape. Escape from Baldur's Gate for my husband and me. Lord Gortash wants Marek's head, so we have to get out. There's a smuggler's sloop leaving for Waterdeep with 2 berths left. But the captain wants a fortune for him. This necklace is all I have. You think so? I wish I shared your optimism, but I can't. For Marek's sake, goodbye.
We grasp the necklace. We embrace the cycle that has begun to its fullest degree. We must allow the mother of all plagues to burn this sickness from us all.
Then we'll be back soon. Get ready to buy.
A rich arsehole sent his team back 3 times. So I...
Halt, Civvy. Turn back. This is an active crime scene.
Hold on, Thornhill. I'm tired of standing here. Devella's been up there for ages. Some diversion would be welcome.
Constable Divella said she wasn't to be...
Investigator Valeria outranks her. As you were, Civvy. Fair warning, though. She's in a foul mood.
Stellmain's parlor. A place to receive clients and informants. I wonder if it's as I remember it.
I know. I wanted...
Oh, bollocks! I told those idiots not to let anyone through. You. Name, rank, and reason for interrupting an active crime scene. For your sake, the last one better be bloody good. To fetch her another bottle of mead, no doubt. Yes, I'm Divella, the unfortunate colleague. Unless you've got useful information, leave me to my work. Duke Stellmain's dead, and I've got to find who killed her. Ball? That's exactly what I... Wait. How do you know about that? Ah, another skeptic. You should consider joining the Fist. You'll find plenty of like-minded folks. Now, if you don't mind, I've work to do.
A rich arsehole sent...
Bloodied ring. Guess the killer didn't want jewelry.
Something missing.
I brought my own paring knife. Now I just need some ingredients, and I'm gonna make something really good, I promise.
Come for a chat? Scratch's tail wags enthusiastically. Scratch's tongue lolls out happily, his tail wagging even faster.
Baldur's Gate. You know, I never quite believed I'd actually make it back. Wasn't until we got within reach of Worm's Crossing that it felt real. It's so strange. I don't remember much of it, yet I can't help feel like I know it. It feels like home. I suppose it is. Though the chance to savor the moment might be brief, given all that still lies ahead of us. I may have to rely on your local knowledge to plug the gaps in my own mind. Hopefully, I'll remember more than I expect to.
I've had a lifetime's fill of watching little men buff themselves up with grand titles. I look forward to the day we show the Archduke that his tongue is not half so silvered as he thinks. We could. It would just be a very short one. We cannot expect either of the Chosen to fall easily. But fall they must, if we're to have all three stones to command the brain. Still, if you see sense in making an alliance, I won't question it. I'll just look forward to the inevitable breaking Gortash spoke of. A Harper learns to doubt, to peer through every smile, question every look. Eventually, you find what it is you fear, whether it is there or not. When we cannot know, we can only trust. But then, that is exactly what a traitor in our midst would say. Isn't it?
Welcome to the Lower City, where Baldur's Gate truly comes alive.
Is something burdening you?
Soldier? I guess the vanilla-flavored tadpole has given us some enjoyable new tricks. But going half Mind Flayer? Not surprised you haven't tried it yourself yet. You've got to be kidding. You really want me to become a partial illithid? Wasn't a decade in Avernus punishment enough? Oh, I'm that easy to manipulate, am I? Where's that bloody worm? Stick it in my eye before I change my mind.
Life pulses from within. The parasite's thoughts whisper at the edge of your mind. It wants to share itself with you. It wants to be let in.
Go on. Don't be afraid. It only wants to help you evolve.
The tadpole screams for growth with painful intensity. It has been starved of life, of purpose. It welcomes your probing like a void waiting to be filled. If you let it, it will evolve you. Just as the Emperor said. Your thoughts swirl with possibility. Your body strengthened, your mind bolstered, your very self expanded. All within your reach, if you open your mind to the parasite. As you tuck the tadpole away, you feel a fleeting disappointment. It wanted so desperately to commune with you.
The bustle here takes some getting used to. Crackling fire and a tresson for company is usually more my speed. Still, we must flow with the current we find ourselves in, however tumultuous it may be. If you've need of me, I'm glad to help.
Keeping very well, I hope?
Come to bask in the glow of the Moon Maiden's sword? Be most welcome.